With the patient's health history in mind, you're ready for the examination. An understanding of thoracic landmarks is integral to systematic examination of the thorax. Therefore, let's take a few minutes to review these landmarks before beginning our examination. The bony thorax encases the heart and lungs and partially covers the kidneys, spleen, stomach, and liver. The thorax consists of 12 pairs of ribs, their costal cartilages, and their attachments to the sternum and thoracic vertebrae. Portions of the cartilage form the costal margins. To locate and describe your findings when examining the thorax and lungs, you must be able to number the ribs and interspaces accurately. Anteriorly, the key landmark for this purpose is the sternal angle. To find it, start at the suprasternal notch and slide your fingers downward about 5 centimeters until you feel the bony ridge that joins the manubrium to the body of the sternum. This is the sternal angle. Lateral to this angle lies the second rib. The second interspace is just below. To identify the lower ribs and interspaces by number, start in the second interspace and walk your fingers from interspace to interspace in a downward and lateral direction. Posteriorly, the tips of the scapulae are usually at the level of T7. When attempting to localize your findings, you will need to number the patient's ribs accurately. Find T12 and the adjacent 12th rib by pressing up from below the rib cage. Then slide your fingers up and over this rib into the 11th interspace. From here, walk your fingers upward in the interspaces. An alternate method of numbering the ribs is to count the spinous processes distal to C7. With the patient's neck flexed forward, find the most prominent spinous process, which is usually at C7. Then feel and count from C7 to T12. To further locate and describe your findings, use these imaginary vertical lines: the midsternal, midclavicular, anterior axillary, mid-axillary, posterior axillary, scapular, and vertebral.